Hello, Clifton Hatfield here. Welcome to my new website that I'm going to use as a blog to show some video tutorials and really walk you guys through the steps that I take as I create and craft different blog posts and use different features throughout our website platform, and really give more of a personal feel of how I set up a website, how I craft blog posts. And hopefully I can give you guys some insight for those of you that are, whether you're familiar with WordPress and blogging and managing websites, or if you're brand new to it, you have no idea, you've never done it before. So hopefully I get it something for both of you guys, and you'll be able to learn from it as well. So what I've done here is this is my very first blog post for this website, and you can see that it's really just kind of jumbled together. I've got a link here. Let me go ahead and get rid of that so I show you guys how to create a link. Okay, and I'm going to go through some various steps here to visually make this blog post look a lot better, make it more organized, more readable for your visitors. And you can follow along if you'd like, stop, pause, whatever you need to do. If you want to try to do this to your own blog post at the same time, then you can go ahead and pause this video and progress along. But that's what I'm going to dedicate this website to and this blog to, is helping you guys basically follow along as I critique and manage this website. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is take a look. So I've already written, I'm going to take a look at this post and make changes to it. So I've already written the actual content here. It's short, sweet, but I'm going to make this look a whole lot better and more appealing to read. If we actually preview it, well, let's take a look. You can see here's the post right now, and that is not very appealing. People are not necessarily going to want to read that because it's boring, it's all squished together, and it doesn't make for a good blog post. So the first thing I want to do is let's start creating some headings. All right, so I've got Hello Future Lifestyle Design Ninja. Now I really want this to stand out. I don't necessarily want to make it a heading, but I do want it to stand out. So I'm going to highlight that. I'm going to click B to bold it. You can see that it's made it bold. And thank you for visiting my new website, Lifestyle Design Ninja. I've decided to put together this website for a few different reasons. One, so I go on to list item 1, and here's item 2, item 3, and that's there. So there's 3 items there, but I want to break it up so it's a little bit easier to read. People can go through and quickly spot the 3 different items here. So what I'll do is I will drop this down to a new paragraph. It says, I love to blog and write. Now what I want to do is make this a heading. So I'm going to put this on its own line. Then I'm going to highlight it, and right here under paragraph. Now if you don't see this, the kitchen sink or the toggle toolbar, which is also called kitchen sink, may not be clicked. So just go ahead and click it. You'll see additional options here. So after I highlight it, I want to change that to, I'm going to change it to a heading 3. Now headings have different principles is for SEO, and then user readability, hierarchy, different things like that. Can really just make your website more appealing. Think of it like a newspaper. And newspaper articles each have their own heading. Inside of anytime you're reading possibly maybe an essay or a newspaper or magazine article, you'll see different subtitles or different headings spread out throughout the article, and it helps the reader understand that they're moving on to a new section or a new item or a new paragraph, things like that. All right, so I love to blog and write. So that's the first item. I used to write all of the time on my personal blog at cliftonhatfield.com, but over the last couple of years, I quit making time for it because I spend so much time related to my business and less time on my hobbies. All right, I want to highlight cliftonhatfield.com because I want to make it a link that people can click on to actually visit my personal blog. So what I'll do is I'll highlight it. I will click on this, what looks like a chain link here, and then I will type in the address, cliftonhatfield.com. Title, I'll put Clifton Hatfield's personal blog. Now the title is what people see when they hover their mouse over top of the link, and then I'm going to check this because I want people to click on this and open it up in a new tab or a new window. So we'll click add new tab. All All right, where was I? Okay, item 2. I'm going to do the same thing I did with item 1. I'm going to put this on its own line. Highlight it. I'm going to change that to a heading 3 like I did for the first one here. I want to show you how to use, it looks like I didn't proofread this or anything, so there's going to be typos and such. How to use our website platform. There are already video tutorials on how to use different areas of your website's dashboard, but I wanted something a little more personal and to let you watch me as I customize. So I wanted to let you watch, we'll just do watch as I customize and create this website. All right, 3, we'll do the same thing that we did for 1 and 2. We'll put those in our own line, highlight it, do a heading 3. And real quick, a side note, these headings are used to create different hierarchies throughout your article or your blog post. So that's why those are there. All right, let's see. This gives me a hands-on approach to testing the platform myself. As an owner of Lifestyle Design Network, I don't want to assume that everything is as easy or as functional as I'd like. I believe that there is not a better way to experience the intuitive nature of the user interface than to actually use it myself. Or perhaps I should have my non-tech savvy mother try using it and get feedback from her. All right, so I've broken this up into 3 different parts, and let's go ahead and preview by clicking the preview button and see what it looks like now. There we go. Okay, so that looks much better already. You can see sort of a hierarchy set here. So we've got the title here, the post title, and then 3 different points here, 1, 2, and 3, that breaks it up for people to quickly see and read through this list. It's a lot more inviting, in my opinion. If I go back here, and I want to make a few more tweaks as well and show you how to do some pretty cool stuff to this. All right, so here where the last sentence where it says, or perhaps I should have my non-tech savvy mother try using it and get feedback from her, I want to italicize that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight just that sentence, and then I'm going to click italic right here, and you can see that I italicized that last sentence. And then I've got my cool little smiley face here. And you know what? I'm going to add him to his own little line right here. All right, now to create a little bit more separation between my items, I'm going to add a horizontal bar. So to do that, I'm going to put my cursor right here between both item 1 and item 2. You can see it blinking right there, hopefully. And I'm going to click on shortcodes. Now, the shortcodes is really cool because there's all kinds of different options that you can do to really craft your blog post or your page or whatever it is that you're creating to something unique and really stand out farther, beyond anybody else. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a divider, just a horizontal rule right here, and I'm going to do the same thing after item 2. Shortcode, divider, horizontal rule. All right, now let's take a look at that. So I'm going to preview it before I actually publish it live. Give it a second to load. And there we go. So you can see here is the horizontal rule, or the line divider that I just added there. So it separates these 3 items just a little bit more, makes it a little bit easier to read, to show some separation there. You may or may not like it. I like it, so I'm going to leave it like that. All right, edit post. Now, well, let me take a look. One thing that I would like to add is an image to this post. People love images, and it's great for SEO purposes, among other things. So what I'm going to do is I want to put my image just to the right of this first paragraph here. To do that, I'm going to put my cursor before the H in hello, all right? And I'm going to click add media. All right, there's several different ways to add media. You can select a file from your hard drive, or you can drag and drop a file, or you can click media library and pick an image that's already here. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to, I've already got my image here of a cool ninja that's like crouching down, about to grab his his samurai. So I'm going to leave that there, and I'm going to drag it over here, and you can see that it changes color. I'm going to drop, and it's going to go ahead and upload it. Upload is complete. Now over here on the right hand side, I can keep things organized by adding a title, a caption, an alternative text, and then a description. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a title. So I'm going to say, just call it Ninja. And I'm not going to do a caption for this one. Now, alt text. This is mostly used for accessibility, or people that may be using screen readers that may have sort of handicap that can't visually see your website, but they can use a screen reader. Now, a screen reader is not going to be able to see the image, but they're going to be able to know what the image is based off of the alt text. So what I'm going to write is I'm going to put ninja. How about crouching? Oh, goodness. I think that's how you spell crouching. Anyway, so description, you can be a little bit more descriptive here if you want to write that, but I'm not going to. So alignment, we will align this to the right of its current position. Now link to, now if you want people to be able to click on this image and go straight to just see the image, media file, attachment page. Now every single piece of media that you upload has its own static web page on your site. If you want them to click on that and actually see it, you can play around with that, see what it does. Custom URL, if when someone clicks on it, I want them to go to maybe my blog or my Facebook page or something like that, you can add that there, but I don't want people to be able to click on this at all, so I'm going to click none. And then you have some different size options here as well, which you can customize inside of your settings. A little FYI there. I'm going to leave this as a thumbnail because I don't want it too big. So I'm going to keep it thumbnail, and then I'm going to click insert into post. There we go. All right, so you can see it's floating over here to the right of this first paragraph. So let's go ahead and preview that and see how it looks. So preview, I'm gonna go back to the preview tab. Okay, cool. Well, I like that. So you can see it floats over here to the right of the first paragraph and a little bit of the first item. All right. So let's see. So I've kind of crafted my page here. I've italicized some stuff. I've bolded some stuff. And I encourage you to go in here and play around. Some of this is self-explanatory, like alignments. You can create some lists, some block quotes. Block quotes are really popular inside of magazines, sometimes in newspapers. They'll take a blurb, if you will, out of the main article and kind of highlight it inside of a block quote. You have that flexibility to do that as well here. You can change your font family, your font sizes, font colors, font backgrounds, things like that. But I highly stress that you use no more than 2 or 3 different font sizes, colors, font styles, families, things like that. No more than 2 or 3 max inside of a single page or post. Because when you go beyond 2 or 3, you start creating something that's visually unappealing. People lose the hierarchy sense inside of your post, and things start to look jumbled up and confusing. It's best to really keep things, pretty simple and tasteful. So don't go beyond 2 or 3 if you can help it. And shortcodes is super cool. There's all kinds of great things in here. You can add a contact form if you're writing a post and you're telling people to contact you. You can put an actual contact form right inside of your post so people can submit that and contact you. You can create columns. Same thing you can do up here with tables. So if you, instead of just having one column, you can do 3 different columns that people can use, or that you can use to break up your content. Instead of stacked on top of each other in rows, you can break them up into columns, which is neat. Tab layouts, again, social buttons. These are all things that you can add inside of your post. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to first add a button. So let's say, okay, so I talked about my personal blog here. Let's say I wanted to add a button that people could click on to visit my personal blog. So I'm going to drop down the cursor here to its own line. I'm going to go to shortcodes, click button. And then what do I want to title this button? I'll say visit my personal blog. And then I'm going to type in the link. Size, let's go with large. Style, let's go with, it's not downloading. We'll go with tick, which is like a little check mark. Predefined, so I can pick the color that I want it to be. I'm going to choose green. And then you can critique different styles here, dark text. If you know CSS, you can add your own CSS class and define that actual class inside of the CSS editor. And then I want this to open up in a new window when they click on it. All right, scroll back up, click insert, and it's going to add the short code for that button. Now let's go ahead and preview and see what that button will actually look like, if I like it or not. Okay, cool, I like it. So actually, you know what, I'm going to get rid of the tick there because I don't like the little check mark there. But it really stands out. People will click on that to go visit my personal blog. Let's go back, and I can actually just change this style. Let's go ahead and just get rid of that tick. Preview again. Okay, cool. Yeah, I like it without the check mark there. So when people click on this, it will open up a new window and they'll be able to see and visit my blog, my personal blog. All right. So I would encourage you to go in here and check out the different shortcodes. Typography, some pretty cool stuff. You can add a drop cap, which you see popular in like magazines and newspapers. Quotes, highlight text, similar to a highlighter look. If you're reading a book or something and there's something important you want to highlight, you can do that here as well. So it really stands out. Abbreviations is similar to adding a title to an image. When somebody hovers over a piece of text and you've added an abbreviation, it gives them a more detailed explanation of what that text is for. And then custom typography. So there's all kinds of cool stuff. Tab layout. I would encourage you to go through and play with some of these things and use them and just really learn what each of them do. If I did a video on every single piece, it would be extremely long video. Something that I think that you could pick up a lot quicker by just going in and just playing around and testing different buttons and seeing what they do. You'll pick it up a lot quicker that way as well. All right, so let's talk about SEO. So WordPress SEO is a great plugin that we utilize inside of our network for you guys to tweak the functionality and do some analysis on the SEO properties of the post that you just wrote or the web page that you just wrote. So focus keyword, I'm going to set my focus keyword as, you know what, let's just make it Ninja. So I really want Ninja to be my focus keyword, meaning this would be the keyword that somebody would search for. So if I want my blog post to appear when somebody searches Google for the word Ninja, that's my focus keyword. Doesn't necessarily mean I'm always going to be on page 1, but I'm going to use this tool to help me make the specific changes that I need to try to get to page 1 of Google. All right, so SEO title. Well, let me finish talking about focus keyword usage. So this gives me just a quick and dirty list of how many times I'm using and where I'm using the word Ninja. So article heading, I'm using the word Ninja. In the content, I'm using the word Ninja. My meta description has no mention of Ninja in it, so I want to add that. All right, so SEO title. If I don't like how this is displayed, so I can see Lifestyle Design Ninjas is really repetitive here. I can actually change it to what I want it to say. I've got something pre-written here. Welcome Lifestyle Design. Let's see, let's do welcome to Lifestyle Design Ninja, a lifestyle design website. And you can see as I changed it here, it's also changed up here, which is basically a preview of what my Google listing would look like. And it's bolded Ninja here because that's my focus keyword. All right, now meta description. I want to customize the description here, which is displayed here. It's just going to randomly pull what is in the beginning of my article. But if I really wanted to critique this, let's see. You can write whatever you want down here, but you can see as I change it, it also changes the preview, which is what Google will index. All right, and let's go. Oh, you know what? Let me finish talking about this plugin. So page analysis. If I click on page analysis, actually what I need to do first is let's save this and give it a second. All right. Now let's scroll down and go to page analysis. There we go. All right. Now this gives me a bullet point list of how the plugin, the WordPress SEO plugin, has diagnosed or analyzed the post that I've written to really help me critique the SEO properties and give me some pointers on what I need to do to really fine-tune it, fine-tune the SEO of this post. All right, so you can read through here. So you have not used your keyword in any subheading, such as an H2. So if I scroll up here, my subheadings are right here, H3s, and none of them have the word Ninja in it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use our Ninja platform. All right, so that will update. Next time I save this draft, it will update this and tell me that I've used it. You can go through and read different parts of these parts of this list and just really walk through it and make sure that all of these are meet the specifications that that you're looking for. If we go over to advanced, this is a little bit advanced user. This is going to be for how you want Google to index this page inside of their database. Down here is the 301 redirect. If you want this page to redirect to a different web page completely, then you can do that here. Social, if you want this, if you're going to have this post shared on Facebook, or if you expect it to be shared on Facebook, you can really critique how the post is displayed on Facebook based off its title and description. So if you want a different title to be displayed on Facebook than what is displayed on the actual page itself, you can add that here. Image, if you want Facebook to display a specific image when it's shared on Facebook, then you can click on upload image and do that. Well, what I'll do is I'll click on upload image and I'll upload image, and I'll choose my Ninja here because I think he's super cool. All right. And let's see. So depending on what template or theme you're using for your blog or your website, you have different options down here for settings. The X is choose by default. That's just going to default to the current layout that I have chosen. And then if you have a video that you want to embed into this post, you can put it here, or you can actually put it in here, clicking on text, and you can add it within your article here as well. All right, and then sharing. So share buttons are your Facebook buttons, your Twitter buttons, your Google Plus buttons, those type of buttons, your pin it, your Pinterest buttons. And you can set which buttons are displayed, how they're displayed, by going to settings and click sharing. That's for another video. All right, over here on the right-hand side, of course, you get your save draft button, so you can save your draft and come back to it later. I recommend clicking this every so often anyway. WordPress and our platform will auto-save for you, but it's always just safe to click save draft every now and then. Here's your preview button, so you can see the changes that you're making before you actually publish it live. Now the status, this is the current status of the post, so it's a draft. I have not published it yet, so it's only visible to me. All right, visibility, public. So when I do publish this, it will be public to everybody. If I want this to be password protected, so only people that have the password will be able to see it, then I could click this, set a password, give that password to people, and then they will be able to access this content. Or I can set it private, so only myself would have access to this post as long as I'm logged in. Now back up here under public, if I want this post inside of my blog roll or my chronicle of posts to always stay at the top no matter what date, no matter how many new articles I post, if I always want it to be at the top of the list and featured, then I could make it sticky by clicking this checkbox here and clicking OK. So it's public and it's sticky, meaning it's always going to be at the top of the list. So I'm going to undo that, click OK. All right, so revisions. If you made a lot of drastic changes and you said, oh no, I hate how it looks, I want to go back to the way it was before, you can do that by clicking on revisions, browse the different revisions that you have saved, and actually revert back to a previous version. They've made it super simple. All right, and publish. You can backdate, or you can schedule a blog post here. If I want this blog post to go out Friday at 1 p.m., then I can actually schedule that to go out. I think Friday is the 24th, so I could choose the 24th, click OK, and this button here changes from publish to schedule. So I schedule it, and then Friday at whatever time I specify, it will go live and be public to everybody. But I don't want to do that. I want to just go ahead and change it here. All right, publicize. This is another feature as far as automatically sharing to Facebook or Twitter or whatever. That's really for a whole nother video to talk about. And then your SEO, you can go back here. Goes back to your page analysis here, where you can go through this bullet point list to check to see how your post stacks up against some of the SEO recommendations. All right, categories. Categories is really important. It's important to me that you keep your posts and your website organized. I like to describe categories as like a filing cabinet for your blog posts. Imagine if you had this filing cabinet and you just open up the drawer and you just threw all your papers in there, and then you slam the drawer shut, and then 6 months later you need to find something, and you go in and you're like, oh my gosh, I've got 6 months worth of papers just jumbled all together, nothing's organized. Categories is the same way. It's a way for you to keep your filing cabinet nice and organized into files. This is something that search engines love, as well as your visitors. So it's important to keep things very organized. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a category called blog, because let's do blogging. There we go. Because this article is essentially about blogging. And then I'm going to write tutorial, because this is also a tutorial about blogging, but I'm going to choose its parent as blogging, because this is a tutorial about blogging. All right, and you can see up here it's automatically selected blogging and then tutorial. Now, how come I didn't just put blogging tutorial? Well, I could have done that technically, but I'd like to be more specific. And by doing that, by breaking up blogging and tutorial to two different categories, if I write an article tomorrow that's about blogging but not specifically a tutorial, then I could go ahead and put it inside of the blogging category and not the tutorial category. All right, so that's why I broke it up separately. All right, tags down here. Tags are a lot like categories. They're very similar. It's a way of organizing your content, but it's a little less, well, actually it's a little more specific. Basically, it's keywords that you can pull out of your article that you can use for grouping specific articles based on keywords, not necessarily categories. Some people don't use tags. On my personal blog, I didn't use tags a whole lot. I was more concerned about categorizing everything than tagging. So that's totally up to you. Maybe some tags that I would use here would be blogging, tutorial, maybe my name, Clifton Hatfield. How about lifestyle design, blogs? Oh, we'll do lifestyle design, websites. Those are a few examples of some tags. And featured image. So let's set my Ninja here as the featured image. So I just clicked on that. You can also upload a different one if you want. How I showed you earlier in the video. Set featured image. Now, based off of your theme, will depend on where the featured image is actually used. So that's that, and things are looking really, really cool here. I really like the way this has turned out. And right up here, this is really important. This is something that I see so many people overlook, is the permalink. I think the permalink is so important. It's something that maybe visitors might not pay attention to, but when they notice kind of a messed up, ugly permalink, I think it lowers the quality a little bit of your website. Also, you lose SEO properties too if your permalink isn't very good. But let's just say that my permalink, let's say I wrote this article and my permalink said, "Welcome to Lifestyle Design Ninja," and then I didn't publish it, but I went back to it and I said, you know what? I want to change this blog post to be about something completely different. I want it to be about kittens playing with soccer balls. So I changed the title to Kittens Playing with Soccer Balls, and I write this whole article about kittens playing with soccer balls, but I don't update my permalink, and my permalink still says, "Welcome to Lifestyle Design Ninja." and it doesn't coincide with what the article says now. So I think it's really important to pay attention to what your permalink actually says, and you can even edit it if you want to make it longer, if you want to make it better, if you want to shorten it or whatever. If I wanted to shorten it to just say welcome, I could just say welcome. And then people could go to lifestyledesign.ninja/welcome and visit this blog post. But I like it having the word Lifestyle Design Ninja in it, or the phrase. So I'm going to leave it as that. And let's see, I hope that made sense. I really like how this looks. So let's preview it one more time just to make sure I like it before I publish it. All right, there we go. All right, super, super cool. And what I'll do is after I publish this video, I will actually add it to this blog post so you can see, walk through it with me. So yeah, anyway, I hope that's really helpful for you guys. I hope people learned that are experienced. I hope they learned something. I hope if you're brand new, I hope you learned a lot. And don't forget, I encourage you to go up. The toolbar up here is so powerful. There's so many cool things that you can do, especially under the shortcodes. You can really make your post stand out from other platforms that are out there, other blogging platforms, other website platforms. You can really customize and critique and make your web page look exactly how you want it. And if you have any trouble, then please contact our support team. They're more than happy to help you guys out. And I'm going to leave the comments open. In fact, I'm going to leave the comments open for these posts, so you can comment. Please comment specifically on what this article is about, not just something random. But specifically what this article is about. That way we can just kind of keep the integrity of these articles up to par. So anyway, appreciate you guys watching. I hope you find a lot of value in this, and I will see you on the next episode. All right, thanks.